Hey guys, welcome back to my beauty stash, or welcome if it is your first time here. Hello, my name is Steff. I would love to have you become part of our makeup family, so be sure to click on that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up if you enjoy watching. Today I'm going to be creating two looks with the new ColourPop and Star Wars Darth Vader eyeshadow palette. This little beauty retails for $16 on the ColourPop website. It is in stock right now, and this is the third installment in their collaboration with Star Wars. I have the very first palette, the Child, the Mandalorian palette. I didn't get the second one. I probably should have when I ordered this one, but I have the first and now I have the third. And I also picked up a relatively new mascara to ColourPop. This is their Level Up Lengthening Mascara. This is a little skinny mascara. Well, the tube is skinny, but here's what the wand looks like. Haven't tried any of these products yet. I have already swatched the eyeshadow palette, and only one shade, I think it was this one right here, gave me a little bit of difficulty, but everything else swatched really nice. So this is a 9-pan eyeshadow palette. We are getting 4 matte shades, and then the rest are shimmer shades. This is not an eyeshadow palette. It is a pressed powder palette because one of the shades is not intended for use around the immediate eye area, and it is this shade right here, probably because it's a deeper burgundy reddish shade, and something that is formulated with is technically not intended for use around the immediate eye area, and it does indicate it right here on the back. But nevertheless, still very excited. I'm still gonna put it on my eye. I've already primed my eyelids with the Natasha Denona eyeshadow primer, and of course I will have the rest of the makeup that I am using linked in the description box of today's video. Some of those links might be affiliate links, so if you do end up shopping through them, I thank you so much for supporting me and my channel. So let's dive on into it, guys. If y'all want to see the new Darth Vader, that's what I'm gonna call it, Darth Vader palette in action, keep on watching. Alright guys, so here are the beautiful shadows. Now, a lot of you commented on where was the matte black or the black sequin or metallic black, and this shade right here is going to be the closest that we get, maybe even a little bit of the gray that we get to being black. So if you wanted a matte black, you're definitely gonna have to pull it in from another palette, because this one ironically does not have it. But it's okay, I still like the color story. I still think it's a cool color story. And guys, believe it or not, but it didn't even dawn on me that it didn't have a black. And like, technically it probably should have, because Darth Vader wears all black, but you know, I didn't even notice that until you guys pointed it out. Y'all are so smart. So I'm gonna start with this one. This is the one that swatched the weakest. This shade is called Battle Station, and I'm going to take that on a BK202. I feel like this shade is a little patchy. Maybe that's why I didn't swatch that great. Okay, well, I think it'll be okay for what I'm using it for, but I don't know. This is probably gonna be the weakest shade in the palette. Okay, I'm gonna leave that alone because I don't want to make it worse than what it is. So next I'm gonna go in with this shade right here. This is the shade not intended for use around the immediate eye area. And I'm gonna take that on a Refer 13, and I'm gonna focus it right out here, and I'm also gonna work it into the crease, because I wanna put Dark Side, which is the one that I think is gonna be the closest to a black shade. I want to put that like all over the lid and do something really dramatic and smoky. I just want to have this shade down kind of just like as a base. Okay, so I like the way these two shades are blending with one another. And it's good that I'm kind of covering up that first shade. That's a pretty shade. That's a good one. This shade is good. And I don't know where I'm getting glitter from. I tell you, the glitter just, you use it once and it's with you forever. And I haven't even used it in a while. So maybe the brush had some, I don't know. All right, so now I'm gonna go in with Dark Side, and I'm taking that on a Refer 28. I'm not gonna spray the brush. So that's what it looks like. I'm gonna put a shade on top of this as well. So this is definitely one of those sequin type of shades. So it is black. Yeah. It looked a little lighter, more red in the pan, but this is the black right here. And you know what? It didn't even swatch. I don't remember how it swatched, but it swatched fine, but I don't remember it swatching this deep. Okay, so I like that. I like that a lot. I'm gonna go back in with Sith Lord, which is this burgundy shade. Well, there you go. There's your black. There's your black for Darth Vader. All right, now I'm gonna go in. I want to go in with the red. So I'm gonna see what the red looks like on top of this. So this one right here, this one is called I Am the Master. And I'm taking this on a damp Morphe M124. I think this looks so cool. I love it. I love it so, so much. This is exactly what I was hoping it would look like. Okay, for the lower lash line, I think I'm gonna do the red. I'm gonna do the red on the lower lash line. Let's try that. Now I'm using a damp Refer 26. And I'm gonna leave the inner corner free. Now I'm going in with a little bit of Sith Lord right here just to connect. Now for the inner corner, I'm gonna go in with Stormtrooper on a damp Refer 03. So Stormtrooper feels like it's a super shock. It's that very creamy texture. And I'll show you what I mean in the pan in a second. You can see the little marks where I'm dipping my brush in. Let me show you. See it right here? That's like that Super Shock formula. All right, now I'm cleaning off that Refer 03, and I'm gonna go back in with Sith Lord, which was that like burgundy shade, and I'm gonna use that to tightline the lower lash line. All right, guys, so here's the completed look without liner and mascara. I'm gonna pop off camera, add that. I'm gonna be trying the new mascara that I picked up from ColourPop, and I'll be right back to show you the completed look number 1. All right, guys, here's the completed look. I like it. I really like the way this turned out. I like the mascara too. I think it's a nice mascara. I go more for volumizing mascaras, but you know, I just wanted to try something else. I didn't have a ColourPop mascara in my stash, so I chose that one. For the waterline, I went in with a ColourPop eyeliner that I know is no longer available, and it is the cream gel liner in the shade Cherry Pie. This is from that Cherries collection. That's what I have on the lower waterline, and I just used some Wet n Wild Breakup Proof liquid liner on the top lash line. I just did a little tight line up there. Look at how pretty that is. I love it. I love it. This was the first look that came to mind when I was just looking over the color story of the palette, and came out exactly the way I wanted it. Let's jump over to the left eye and start working on look number 2. Okay, so for look number 2, I definitely want to incorporate this shade on the lid. So I think I'm going to start with this shade and then build into this shade, and then we'll go into that shade. So the shade I'm going to start with first is called Imperial Forces. And I'm using a BK Beauty 202. This shade was like the second weakest shade in the palette swatch wise, but it is a very light shade, so I mean that's okay. It's perfect for what I need it for, which is just like a transition. I almost ordered the ColourPop eyeshadow primer, but I haven't really heard good things about it, so I went ahead and just ordered the mascara. I didn't want to just order the palette because I did pay for the expedited shipping so that I could try it out for you guys, but wasn't really anything else catching my eye at ColourPop. I kind of thought about maybe ordering a couple things from that pop art collection, but I have so many ColourPop eyeliners, and Lord knows I have a lot of ColourPop lippies, so I didn't really need too much. And then I wanted the BFD cleansing oil from Fourth Ray Beauty, and that was sold out. So, okay, so there's a shade. I feel like it's a little bit patchy, but you know, I'll make it work. All right, now I'm gonna go in with the gray shade down here. This one is called the Empire. And I'm taking that on the Refer 13 that I was using earlier. Now, let's see. Actually, what I think I'm gonna do, I'm gonna change brushes. I'm gonna use the Refer 28, and I'm going to pack the shade on the lid. Now I'm gonna go in with the Refer 13 and just use that to kind of blend out the edge. Going back in with the first shade just to blend. All right, now I'm gonna go in with this shade right here. This one is called Death Star, and I'm gonna take that on a damp Morphe M124. I pick up the product first, and then I spray the brush, just in case anybody was wondering. I know I've been asked that question several times. This is pretty. Ooh, I like that. Just putting that all over. Ooh, I like that so much. All right, now for the lower lash line, this is the only shade I haven't used yet, so I'm gonna go in with that. That one is called Gone Galactic. Now this would have been a pretty shade all over the lid as well. I'm using it on a damp Refer 26. I think I sprayed too much. Let me wipe some of that off. That is such a pretty shade, but definitely I think more of a lid shade than where I'm applying it. Now same brush, I just cleaned it off. I'm gonna go in with this shade, and I'm gonna place this shade slightly below Gone Galactic. Now for the inner corner, I'm just gonna go back in with this shade right here. It's the only one that best suits an inner corner highlight for me. And I'm not even spraying the brush. You don't have to, since it's a super shock. You can just go in straight away. This is a Refer 03. All right, guys, so let me add liner and mascara, and I'll be right back to show you the completed look number 2. All right, guys, so here's the completed look number 2. I added a little bit of the Super Shock shade, what I did for the inner corner, right in here to the center of the lid. I just used my finger to apply it. Same Wet n Wild Breakup Proof liquid eyeliner on the top lash line, a little bit of a black eyeliner on the lower waterline, and the same ColourPop mascara. I really love the way this look came out. A very nice cool toned eyeshadow look. I know a lot of you love cool toned eyeshadows, and I'm really pleased with this look. Let me go ahead and wrap up today's video and give you guys my final thoughts on the Darth Vader palette from ColourPop. Alright guys, so now that I've created 2 looks with the Darth Vader palette, I have to say, first and foremost, packaging Brilliant. I love the packaging, the touch of red right here with the lightsaber. And of course, I love that we get the shade names on the back. Remember, there is that one shade that says it's not intended for use around the immediate eye area, and it is this shade right here. I think the color story is beautiful. And for those of you wanting the black shade, it is this one. It's just one of those shades that has like that micro glitter overspray, like a sequin shade, but really guys, it doesn't show up too much. It definitely looks more red maroon in the pan than what it translates to on the eye. The only shades that were, I guess, duds for me were these two shades up here. They didn't swatch that great. This one was the one that swatched the worst, and then this one was second worst. But for what you're gonna use them for, they'll be fine because you're just gonna use them as transition shades. So other things are gonna get blended into them and over them. So it's fine, it's okay. But I like the overall color scheme. I love the tone. This is definitely a more cool toned eyeshadow palettes. And I know a lot of you out there, you love your cool tone eyeshadow palettes. And for 16 bucks, I think this is a really cute color story. It's cool. I like it. I think it's a fun color story. The red immediately draws you in. It just gives that pop of color to the palette. And I think they did a good job with it. I really do think they did a good job. You get a mirror up here. It says, "I have you now," and then Darth Vader is right there. I like it, guys. Minus those two shades that were just like, you're gonna cover them up anyway. I think the palette is definitely worth checking out. These palettes don't go on sale too often. Sometimes they do, but for the most part, they usually stay around the $16 to $18 price point. And I think that's what the other two cost as well. Now, this was the only thing released. It was just an eyeshadow palette. There were no eyeliners or anything like that. So I'll be curious to see if later on they add maybe some Super Shock highlighters or blushes or eyeliners to this collection, because I think they're slowly going to be adding more and more pieces. So I'm excited for that, and I'm very pleased with the palette. But now I want to hear from you guys. Let me know what you thought of these two looks. Are you team one, team two, team none? Sound off in the comments down below. I want to thank you guys so much for watching another one of my videos. You all have a great day or night, wherever it is you all are at. Stay hydrated, guys. Drink that water, and I will see you all very soon. Bye.